Laser, smoke, bass, leather, gloves, heels, love.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Bunny X.
Oh, wow. Flashback.
Great time. Memory lane.
Oh my God, I miss you guys. That music video just took me back to our parties back home in New York.
Yeah. I mean, and I forgot if there was like a shark dancing in the background too. I was like, well, of course there was a shark dancing in the background.
Of course there's a shark. Yeah, we need the shark.
We need the shark. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
There you go. That's our Bunny X party. Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, that was
fun. Thank you so much for joining us here today, by the way. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Oh, thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
We are happy to be here.
So happy to be here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to do a Bunny X focus show for a very long time, and it just happens that they're gonna have a new record out. Actually, depending on when we do the show, it would have already been out. I think it's actually out. So
yeah, it's today. Let's let's work out around our schedule.
Yeah,
there you have it.
It's out.
Yeah, and it's called Young and in Love. Out now.
Out now.
Yeah, and a highly anticipated record, the first full length record. by X. So tell us the story. First of all, I think we need to go back to your history
Hmm.
and go way back to when you guys started with Italo Disco,
Yeah.
right? And how you guys met. Like, walk us through the history.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got it.
Be
Mary,
happy
do you
to.
want to take it away?
Sure, I can
Alright.
start off. So we've known each other for so long. I mean, I think we originally met in 2005,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then had had talks about possibly doing something more musical. Where am I going? Sorry, I'm here. I'm not here. Woo. And finally, actually you and Mimi were throwing a party
Yeah.
with, I forget what the Italo Disco guy's name was, but
Yeah, it was an
I
Italo
wasn't
party.
there because I think it's in school and exhausted. I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip this one. But so you met Conrad that night,
Mm-hmm.
and he became our producer.
Conrad! I'm a fan of Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big
Um,
fan. He's my
so
brother
we-
from another mother.
Oh my God, totally.
Hmm.
So we started off with just singles, mostly singles. Like the first one we recorded that was pressed on vinyl was If You Say Yes.
Right.
And Conrad did the wood carving himself for the cover, which was really cool.
Mhm.
So from there, it just kind of moved on. And then come 2015, of all things, we were invited to the first, I guess, Italo Disco Fest, or they were calling it Patrick Miller Fest. It was his first time being, a DJ in a big arena. And, we were invited to come and we were like, ooh, that's cool. Okay. So we were like, we could get used to this.
Yeah, they've been doing it every year for, I don't
Yeah.
think that was the first one that we did. I think they had done it maybe once or twice before
Maybe.
that, but it's just a huge festival in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And Patrick Miller is a legendary DJ in the Italo scene. So he's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so they, invited us to go down and perform down there with Fred Ventura, Fancy,
Oh, wow. Those are names that I recognize. Yeah. That's so awesome.
Like, now you see him, now you don't.
Oh yeah,
No, Zach.
he was a special character. He kept we're just
He's
like,
great.
poof, Fancy's gone.
I loved his leopard jacket.
Oh yeah, he's
Cool.
fabulous.
Yes, very
But
fabulous.
so we just got to perform with some, Italo legends, and it was kind of surreal for me. I think Mary got into Italo a little bit later, but I got into it as a kid because my older brother had, for whatever reason,
tons of records.
got into the scene and became a collector. So it was just really that felt like kind of the pinnacle, for us in a lot of ways.
Can I ask you guys? Go ahead, Thorson. Go ahead.
Okay, just wanted to ask. They're still going on, these festivals. Like there's one this year. Or?
So yeah.
Yes, they are.
You ever gonna perform again?
I mean, we'd love to.
We'd love
we'll
to,
see.
but-
I think the thing is, if we put together a few more Italo tracks that really kind of hit home. So the first, as Mary was mentioning, the first song that we released that really kind of ultimately became the real Bunny X project was called If You Say Yes, which we co-wrote with Conrad Kaneshiro, our longtime friend and producer. So that came out in 2013. And that kind of put us on the map, with the Italo world. We're considered the new generation of Italo. And that really struck a chord with people. And we looked out in the audience of like 12,000 people, and half of them were singing the lyrics, which was just this insane moment.
Oh my God.
So I think we really need to put pen to paper and get another, sort of like quote banger out there and see if it connects with that audience. And then,
Can I ask you guys really quickly? For those who are not familiar with Italo Disco, Bunny X, can you guys describe what the Italo Disco genre is, and how is it different from for example, synthwave, which is another genre that you guys have, another nostalgia genre that you guys basically progress into, but
sure.
in your
I mean,
I'm the expert.
I mean, I don't know about the expert, but
you definitely know more than I do.
mean,
You guys are experts in my world.
I mean, I guess it sort of came about, in Europe, in the late 70s, and became, I think it was a bit of a jump off of disco music, but it was really interesting too, because all these different synthesizers were coming out around that time. And so, there were all throughout Europe, there were artists and producers getting into it and buying these synthesizers. So kind of depending on which country the artist or producer was from, that depended on which synthesizer they were able to, to get their hands on in some cases. So then you would have these different sounds, that were coming out. But I think it was a lot of, experimentation. I feel like a lot of it kind of happened by accident. But I call it kind of Italo. I feel like it's sort of happy, sad music. You have these big major chords, but you have these very sad lyrics, and it's very earnest.
That's true.
So, I mean, that's a little bit about it. There's some wonderful documentaries out there that really dive deep into Italo. But it's beautiful music, and all kind of, synth based, very simple. They didn't have a lot to work with like we do now.
Yeah.
So these songs were just, very, very simple, but they were very emotional. So you had a lot of artists, German artists, Italian artists, English artists. There were even some, English Italo disco artists as well. And it really, they got a foothold in Europe. And then it eventually spread to other parts of the world, certainly, South America, parts of Asia. But it didn't really make it so far into the States, into America.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a big thing. There were a few crossover artists, like Baltimora with Tarzan Boy was one. And then you had Laura Branigan, who covered an Italo disco artist called Raf, and she covered a couple of his what was her big song again? In the night. Yeah, Self-Control.
Okay.
So those were sort of some big crossover ones that kind of made it bigger here in the States.
Yeah, the first time I heard about Italo disco was because of you guys, Conrad and Matt Katzbone. Yeah, like who also had his own Italo disco project at one point with his wife, right? And
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
yeah, and
That's
then but
I think.
Yes.
yeah. We should actually dig up some of those tracks one day, because I want to go back and take a look. But it's fascinating, and it's surprising that it didn't catch fire in the United States, because especially with the whole nostalgia genre, right?
Right.
Like it's just that's like one of the first ones that really, like, I feel like that came out, and I feel like it's interesting how. Like we know synthwave, and synthwave's big with the whole 80s thing. Like, did people not like the 70s?
Right. Yeah.
Why are we stuck in the 80s? Stuck in the 70s.
I think it just escaped them, because I think my own personal opinion, I just feel like when we hear, stuff like, let's say, an Ariana Grande song, which, a lot of people love her, is, she's very poppy, she's got her thing going, but a lot of that music just sounds homogenized. It's not just her, there are other, bigger artists that, have that kind of sensibility also, but it's almost like, some of it is really fun. If you're on a dance floor, you're like, woo, or whatever, but is everyone going to do that? Like, I just feel that, I don't know. I just feel like all of that type of very top 40 radio stuff is just what these people want, like what younger ones or even older ones, that's what they're looking for that. But it's interesting just to know that it's not, the lyrics don't really make sense sometimes, or, I don't know. It's just my opinion. But
your song, you were talking about releasing another Italo disco banger. Wouldn't you say though, just this year, you did that Perfect Paradise? Isn't that at least a bit inspired by Italo disco?
Gosh, it was a great song to sing on. I was really, thank you for letting me do that, because it was really, really fun to do, and the lyrics were great. And
I told Mary she had to sing it. I was like, very bossy. I'm like, Mary, you're doing
bossy pants, but we love her anyway.
Yeah, she loves me. She puts up with me. She's been putting up with me for over 10 years.
I don't mind you being bossy pants. Yeah. It's fine. But, as the song itself, like, you wrote the lyrics are great. And Don Del Piero's actual track was amazing too, because it has such a vibe to it, and it was just a really fun track to sing on. So I'm grateful for that, because I really enjoyed it.
That
And
was a really beautiful, like perfect summer track.
Mhm.
Yes,
yeah,
we
we
definitely.
kind of hit it just in time, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it came out June 25th. Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
definitely perfect for summer.
That was
But but I love the vibe that Don Del Piero had put together on that track, which
Oh
I
my God,
heard
yeah.
on his record Believe in Magic, which came out in January. So I follow him on Bandcamp, saw it that it came out, listened to the whole thing, loved it. But for some reason that track really stood out.
Stuck.
And then in just a couple minutes I was like
You're
feeling
like,
some arrangement pop in, and I probably wrote it in maybe 5-10 minutes, and it just was one of those ones that
That's
just
That's
came really quickly.
impressive.
Mhm.
That is impressive.
That was
I've
impressive.
I've tried to write lyrics, and I have actually, but it takes me a month usually.
Well, some of
So
them
5-10 minutes. That's wow.
I mean, sometimes it happens. Like Revolving Doors was another one that was just very quick. I just was thinking, like, what are some words that kind of, I like that I wanted a certain amount of syllables. Anyhow, so yeah, some tracks come together really quickly as far as the arrangements. Other ones struggle with. Like Unknown Places was like a year. That just did not want to happen. That's a retrowave track we released a few years ago, and that was a bear. Comeback was a bit of a bear as well. That just really kind of had to, get that together. But some happen fast, which is always nice.
Yeah,
That is
Well,
a nice feeling. Yeah.
very true.
speaking of retrowave, like, so when do you guys remember exactly at one point when you guys started shifting a little bit from Italo disco into like retrowave and synthwave? Like,
For sure. Yeah. So I had been listening to, I guess, retrowave, synthwave. That's a whole other conversation we can have as far as getting into the nitty
oh,
gritty.
we could spend like hours on this.
All that.
Good.
Oh my
But
God.
I mean, we had been listening to, like, for example, Parallels, FM Attack, some of these, retrowave or retrowave adjacent artists for years, but sort of not even knowing that, it was this kind of category. So we've been listening to it for a long time. Definitely, we're fans of tons of artists in the scene. But I realized that it just kind of felt like we wanted to do something fresh. We didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves. We love Italo, and we'll definitely continue to do more of that. But I just thought, this feels like just such a fresh scene. It's young. People are very active. The community, as you all know, since we're all sitting here, it's very fresh and active. So, I just wanted to kind of move us into that kind of realm, just because it felt like it was a bit more current.
Yeah.
Strange. I mean, that's kind of funny to say that because it's, of course, a throwback to the 80s. So, but at the same time, it's it's a younger community that's very active and engaging. So we wanted to kind of get into that. So then I guess it was probably around so I want to say 2017 when we started to kind of shift, in that direction. So we started working with a different producer around that time. Conrad and us primarily just do the more Italo tracks together. But we wanted to try something a little bit different. So we started experimenting, and that's when we released Stay, which Stay was originally just a synth pop song, like pretty sort of straightforward. And then I was like, let's make it synthwave. So we added some sidechain to that, and lo and behold, coming on grid, some flamingos, call it a day.
There you have it, the key to synthwave.
Yes.
Sidechain.
Right. So I was like, okay. So we just threw on some sidechain to that, and then that came out, I think, 2018, and that was our very first sort of more synthwave based track. That came out,
which is still popular. I feel like today.
I think people like it. My mom likes it.
It's very catchy.
That's all that matters. That is all that matters. If your mom and dad like it, you made it.
I like it.
Yeah, your parents like it.
So do I. I've liked. I'm just gonna say it. I've liked every single Bunny X release that I've heard.
Gosh. Oh,
Yeah, there was a joke when, like, when I had my banks, like, there was a joke back home where, like, okay, if something happens to Mary, I could always fill in.
There you go.
And because I know all the Bunny X songs, I know all their moves, I know all the lyrics. Like, I just like, I was just like, I was like, okay, Mary can't make it to a gig and it's an emergency. I'll just pretend that I'm Mary, and mimic all of her moves. And like, it's just that's just how.
You're an honorary member. I mean, gosh, we've all played together so many
We're-
times.
So much fun too.
Such a-
So, but
Like,
yeah,
it's like,
anytime. Feel free.
like I just, I was just like,
Difference.
Sarah would be fine with it. She'd be like, fine, I'll stay backstage and drink my beer.
Oh, I hate you, right?
Or something.
it was just
A
because
little bit more class.
the songs are catchy, and you know, and I've been watching you guys like ever since we got to know each other, right? Like I've been to every show, and it's like we played a lot of shows together. It's like, yeah, I know all the lyrics pretty
Yeah.
much,
Yep.
even the dance moves.
Oh, God. Oh my God, or the class.
Yeah, and that's for hit show, right?
Oh, there's that too. Yeah, I different songs.
And it's lasers and lace.
And then Mary's always like perfectly in sync, no problem. I'm the idiot that's just like, wait, where are we going? Like we try to stay in sync. She's always perfect, and I'm the always off.
No, you guys are both perfect. You guys do like the perfect synchronization, and it always looks
Oh my God.
so impactful, and it's just so fun, you know.
Thank you. It is fun. It
so
was
fun.
fun. I mean, it's been such a
Yeah,
long time
it's been
since
a
we
long
have
time.
performed, but
I
I
don't-
think that at some point down the road, I think
Yeah.
we'll be back out there when things are in better shape worldwide,
Right.
or
Yeah.
even at
We'll
least just
do
here.
it. We'll do something at some point.
Yeah, just
And
down
I honestly don't think of all the gigs that I've shared with you guys, and also all the gigs that you guys have played that I've seen, like you guys never had. I can't say that you guys had a bad gig at all, like ever. Like the
Aw,
whole time
thank
that I've
you.
seen you guys.
Oh, there
Yeah.
was one.
There was one.
There was one.
Which
So-
one?
Oh my God.
We're not
Which was I there? Maybe I missed it.
technically fine. Fine, we'll say it. But you know, we learned a lot basically, and we learned the hard way. Have a backup plan, even if
Mhm.
it's just your phone or your
Or an-
iPad
yeah.
or whatever. But
Wait, what happened at this gig?
so this was back in, I want to say 2016. I had a
Oh, so
really
this is like
old-
before I met you guys. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a show. I mean, it was a smaller venue. It was in Brooklyn.
It was
It
called,
was
they
a-
called it the Black Bear.
Black Bear.
But it was like something else first.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool venue. And I wish I
Mm.
could remember the name of that, but you know,
It's one of those places
maybe I
that
need
always
Prevagen or
changes.
something.
It's one of those
My
places that
memory.
always like changes their name.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a
But,
rainy Tuesday night. And
Oh, it was horrible out.
I think we got in like a song or two, and my laptop was like, "And I'm done." And we just
It
didn't have.
slowed down.
It slowed
It
down.
was
The
like,
songs started clipping.
And I was like, oh my God, all of a sudden, like going down.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thanks for staying for the second song. And I'm like, meet you at the bar. Bye.
Yeah, we're
Bye.
Drinks on us.
There was like nothing we could do, like literally
Yeah.
nothing to be done. And I was cracking up because I was like, F it.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do except offer you guys a drink or something? Because like what else could
Yeah.
we do?
It was.
Yeah. Just buy them drinks.
Yeah. Right.
We
I-
learned the
yeah, we
hard
did.
way to have a backup plan, and we ever since that night, I got a new laptop the next day,
Mm.
did.
and then we figured some things out.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I mean, I don't know. I just
Terrible.
thought I was like, what the hell's in my head? And I'm telling
Yeah.
myself, like, what is
So that
happening
gig,
right now?
That gig just didn't happen. We played one song.
I played one
and it was
song
over.
and then like a half a song that was like,
Yeah. It was really embarrassing.
and I was like, where am
Oh.
I?
You know,
It's okay.
it was a rainy Tuesday night. Like
Yeah.
it was just our friends that were
It
there.
was literally
Or,
just
like,
our friends.
5 like loyal friends. I mean, it was not like a packed.
It was not.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
I think we all had like memories of like that, like something similar of like something malfunctioning because we're in the mercy of technology. you
Yeah.
know?
And every-
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Have you
It
guys had
does.
anything like that happen or?
Once, yeah, I had my laptop kind of restart as I was on the stage and I
It
started
was
to set.
updated. It updated.
Just out of the
Yeah,
blue.
it even like it's Windows, and they
Right.
do the blue screen thing,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
even do like the frowning face emoji
Oh,
on it as
yeah,
well. It's like,
Oh,
which is exactly how I felt.
right? You're like, that is
I believe
accurate. We just didn't even know.
So yeah, what I did, I started telling jokes to the crowd instead, and let me tell you, it was awkward.
Oh.
I know you kind of do have to. Oh, and there was a while too before Mary and I got a little bit better where we, for some reason, I don't know why we did this, but we would like kind of open and shut. Like we'd go into each new song, and I have to like kind of click the new song open. So there was this,
Oh, right.
there was like a
little gap.
20-second. I mean, I was quick about it, but there was a little gap. And even 10 seconds on stage
Is
is a long
It's a long
time
time.
Yeah.
when there's
10
not a lot
seconds
going on.
it's like the worst is when you're setting up, like when I have to set up my pedals, like, like
Oh, right.
in front of people. I'm like telling myself, hurry up. It's like everything is in slow motion.
Slow-mo.
Like, and I could hear my heart pounding while I'm setting up all my pedals. Yeah. I think the only time that I had a malfunction was it wasn't really that big of a deal, but I was really annoyed when I found out later on.
Yeah.
Was
Oh, no.
it was actually it was the debut show, the first show that we all did together. It was the debut show, the Knitting Factory,
Mhm.
and I think we opened with Burn, and
Mhm.
I could hear my guitar, but the audience could not hear my guitar.
Oh,
So I
no.
was playing, I could hear it in my in-ear monitors,
Right.
but I don't know why the audience couldn't hear it, or it seemed like something was not turned on, like
Right.
on my end or on the. But that was really annoying because when I saw the footage, I was like, "Where's my guitar?" And I was
You're like, and
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
but yeah, like it's always nerve wracking when it comes to performance. We actually just had a big show about live performance on stage. Thors and I were discussing how it is to do live performance these days, like what are the techniques. But
Yeah.
we are always at the mercy of technology nowadays.
Very true. It's like you never know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, gotta be prepared for anything, if possible, because who knows,
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
so far,
Yeah, I know a guy who has 3 backups each time.
Oh my
Wow.
So he's ready, and yeah,
Listen
maybe we'll learn something from that.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
having your even like your I call them the karaoke tracks, like the karaoke versions of your songs, like like
Yeah,
on your phone, just have it ready.
exactly.
Pull it up
Yeah,
and just plug
all it
that
takes.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
thing comes crashing down.
but these are great memories to have, It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you just go back and just laugh at it, and
Yeah, what else can you do? And we learned the hard way. We went through it, and that's
We
the best
did.
way to learn sometimes.
Yeah.
And
and
now
I'm pretty sure you guys handled that really gracefully, like, and just knowing you both.
I mean, luckily, like if it was something like a big event,
Right.
like Mercury Lounge
Oh,
or the
God.
Knitting Factory, these are bigger venues than we're in New York, where they're harder to get, and it's just
Yeah.
more sort of prestigious. But yeah, that would have been bad. So, but I did have a little PTSD after that for quite a while, and
Oh, yeah.
a little
That
shaky.
happens.
I wouldn't let on. I wouldn't tell Mary, but I would be sweating bullets.
But you should tell me.
Yeah.
I was like, she doesn't need to know.
Well,
Hell
I
no.
didn't want to make it worse for you.
I mean, listen, we didn't know that it was gonna, putz out at the end, but it did, and that's okay. And it was
Or in
kind
the
of
beginning.
humorous, or in the beginning, which was the beginning of the end, and whatever, like I don't get upset about those things.
Yeah.
But I don't blame you for
That's
being
fine.
upset about it, because
I mean, we've known each other
who knew
now.
that was going to happen?
We've known each other now for so
Yeah.
long that we can sense, whatever's, if there's like a disturbance in
Yeah.
the force.
Mhm.
And
Very true.
And so I feel like we have good energy, and it's nice being on stage like with one of your best friends, and just knowing that like if something really bad happens, well, nothing
Like,
bad
we'll
is
just
gonna
make
happen,
it better. Like, we'll just have to, muddle through. Like, people have mishaps. Not, I don't want to say all the time, but sometimes you're just not expecting that. You think everything is in tow and you're ready to go, and then all of a sudden it's like,
That's
okay.
or you just you flub a lyric. I mean, we flub lyrics.
I flub
for sure.
lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I always forget my lyrics. I just make up new lyrics as I go.
Yeah. Or just
You
read
know,
that's good.
And people are like, "Well, we like that new take on that lyrics." I think
that track.
all right. Let's show some music videos. So you guys actually have an artist that we all love, and we all agree that this should be up for tonight. But you guys hand selected Roxy Drive. So tell us about the selection from Bunny X.
Well, I feel like, it's so funny. I was looking on YouTube recently, and I feel like there really aren't that many music videos in our scene, or at least
That's right.
I feel like there's not a lot. But
Well, they're hidden somewhere, and we have
perhaps
to kind of
not.
like really comb through YouTube.
Yeah.
And some artists will do a lot. I don't know. I just feel like in general there's not as many as I would like to see, but I love Roxy Drive, huge fan, and obviously, of course, Celerect LA Dreams. We can just sing his praises for days and days. So I love this collaboration that they did together, and then I believe it's on their recent release, their record that came out earlier this year that she did with Celerect LA Dreams. It's so good. The whole record is amazing, 80s, and I just feel like Roxy Drive just nails that classic 80s sound, kind of like some Pat Benatar vibes and just some of those classic sounds. So it's a wonderful collaboration and a really great video. And so yeah,
Right, let's take a
I'm looking
look.
forward to seeing it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited
super
to see
cute.
it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she always nails it. Mhm.
Everything I got.
That was fantastic.
Oh, so
Um,
cute.
Very cute.
Yeah,
Very
like
cute
she,
and very authentically 80s
Yes,
Exactly.
sounding.
Just like some CoverGirl vibes, and you mentioned
Yeah.
Taylor Dane a little
Mhm.
bit. Yeah.
yeah, she
and that
just has
song
the
will
look,
be
like the corkscrew hair
yeah,
and the like her fashion and the way she puts herself together. It's like
for sure.
authentically retro wave. So like whenever I think of retro wave, I actually think of her and you guys. Also the Thought Beings guys. Like you
Yes.
guys have created that, like you guys have that blend and you guys all share it, but you have like a different interpretation, like amongst the three of you, which I thought was really, really cool.
It's fun to take from all of those different influences because,
Oh yeah.
listen to Italo music, but I also grew up listening to freestyle, Cover Girls and Sweet Sensation and those 80s girl bands that had that kind of more
yeah.
like Taylor Dane, that kind of stuff.
Taylor Dane. I
Yeah.
love Taylor Dane.
Mm,
Oh, she's
she's
so
awesome.
like,
And the hair.
she's so sassy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, guys, are
Yeah.
you ready for some quick fire questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 10, and what I would like is both of you to, I can count to 3 after each one, and then you both reply at the same time. Let's see how
Oh, I
in
like
sync
Oh,
Bunny
we're
X are.
really speaking.
I think we're just gonna say it.
Or just gonna say it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, favorite musician? 1, 2, 3.
Madonna.
Agreed.
Agreed. Okay. Well.
If I had to pick somebody else, who would I pick?
But also Depeche Mode.
Oh yeah.
Madonna, Depeche Mode, and you're in agreement. Let's skip the countdown. It's an unnecessary waste of time when these are supposed to be quick-fire questions.
Oh, sorry.
So, number 2, favorite condiment?
Oh my gosh. Honestly,
I don't know.
probably mayo. I mean,
I like mayo and
I
ketchup
am-
together, so that's Russian
Yeah.
dressing.
Russian
I
dressing,
love it.
yes.
was
We have that here as well. We call it cocktail sauce.
Delicious.
Yes.
I love it.
It's pink, right? It turns pink. Mayo
turns
and
pink.
ketchup.
Yeah.
It turns pink. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. The combination of
truly
mayo and
It's
ketchup. So that's
lovely.
it's an excellent choice, both of musicians
Thank
and condiments there. Okay, third question: guitar or piano?
Piano.
Guitar.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
First
I
disagreement
tried
there.
to suck at it, but I just love the way it sounds.
All right. Fourth question: would you rather be a cat or a penguin?
A cat.
Ooh, yeah, a cat.
A cat, yeah.
I do hiss as a
She
person.
does actually.
If people are pissing me
Yeah,
off.
she does that.
And also, penguins are probably cold all the time, right?
They're always cold. They're always like super busy. They have these crazy jobs. I mean, cats don't have jobs. They just
Cats don't
lay
have
around
jobs.
all day. They get
Yeah.
belly
Get
rubs.
fed.
They get all the time. I'm like basically,
Yeah.
I'm staff for my cat. Like
Yeah.
I am his staff. Yeah.
There you go. Bonus question, real quick: cat or a bunny?
Oh.
That's like Sophie's choice.
Right?
I
I mean, because we do have that word in our
I
name,
know.
we could be bunnies with cat ears.
Yes.
bunnies with cat ears. That sounds adorable. I would like
Just
to own one of those.
I think that
was
no,
like,
those were
what?
bunny ears. I was gonna say I think I've seen you guys with cat ears, but I might be confusing them.
Those were the bunny ears
Yeah,
with
we
the
did.
snap, the
We
masks
did.
attached.
Oh.
We were kind of
We did bunny ears once we had this Halloween residency and we
Oh,
did
yeah.
like 3 big Halloween shows at this really cool venue
That's
in New
fun.
York. And yeah, we wore bunny ears and in different costumes.
Is that at the McCritic Hotel?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're coming back apparently. I heard that they weren't coming back, but they apparently are.
Yep.
They are. Okay, good.
Weathered the storm.
I don't know how long that's going to take them to do, but
I think they're back.
I think they may
Yeah.
already be back for all I know.
Wow, yeah.
Nice. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
It's a venue.
Yeah, it's
What's
a really
this?
cool venue
Very
in New York.
cool.
In New
It's an
York. Okay.
amazing
It's an
venue.
interactive
Sounds-
theater, and they have multiple floors and levels. So you just walk around this incredible space that's been designed by these
Such a
amazing
cool place.
set designers, and they, feature musicians, performing on different stages all over the venue. They have actors that kind of interact with you, and they do all kinds of events. All of their events are kind of macabre and spooky, but
especially
They
so
have,
neat.
it's very sexy,
Yeah, it's very sexy. It's wonderful. It's very like it
It's
kind
very
of feels
cool.
like an occult underground. It almost
Yes.
has that
Yeah.
vibe, like and they have a main event called Sleep No More,
Yes.
and it's basically it's their reinterpretation of Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Mhm.
And so you follow. So it's super interactive. So you're in the entire hotel, multi-story hotel, that each floor has been outfitted to basically be a scene in Macbeth or
Exactly.
whatever. And then you kind of just follow the actors around in their own portrayal of Macbeth, but it's kind of like pick your own adventure. So there's different scenes happening all at the same time. So you can go to another floor or follow another scene, or just what I normally do, I just break away from all that and just go roam around the entire
Yeah.
the entire hotel, and just check out their sets and their props. And of course,
Exactly.
it's really cool. There's like things like that is what I really miss about New York. It's just such a unique experience. Oh yeah, and you wear these masks, and
And you have to wear. Everyone is wearing a mask
everyone's masks.
the whole time. So
Yeah, that's
yeah. Which
Like, do
makes
you not get in without a mask? Or?
they give you
it to you.
one.
I think they give
Oh,
you
okay.
When you get there, they
Oh.
give you a mask.
I have like 6 of those masks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take you, Thorsten, when you come visit us
Yes.
in New York.
I should actually.
Yeah, please. It sounds like an excellent
very fun
evening.
time.
Yeah, I'm glad that they are. They are.
Yeah, I was so happy to hear that too, because I was thinking, oh man,
Yeah.
like they shut down and that was that, and it was like so unfortunate because it's amazing props, like you've seen, Vero, you've seen all of that stuff, and we have too, and it's just was so sad to think of it just being
gone,
laying there.
It's kind of a New York institution at this point. They've been around for many years, but they found a way through the shutdown. So
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So that's,
I mean, that's the way they designed that whole space is how I want my house to look.
Oh, I hear that. What, your house isn't like that, Vera?
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
I work towards that. Yeah, but it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. It's like old Victorian, like it's very haunting, but gorgeous. Very goth.
Very
Mhm.
awesome.
Thorsten, continue with your quick fire questions.
Yes, we're at question number 5, which is favorite song ever.
Oh wow.
oh
God,
my god,
that is so hard.
it really is.
I feel like
My brain.
I feel like maybe I feel like it's so hard,
hard
but I'd say
question.
like really up there. If maybe not my favorite, but really up there would be Space Age Love Song by Flock of Seagulls.
That's amazing. I do love
Nice, yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a good
I was
one.
thinking, I mean,
Yeah.
I love Kill for Love by the Chromatics. That's one of my favorites.
Right.
So she's up there.
Yeah, that's so
Okay,
hard.
good picks. On that, actually, you just reminded me, if you can't or don't want to answer, you can say pass. This is especially goes for the last segment of these questions. So, I won't get mad if you say pass.
Well, that's a-
Question number 6.
We'll answer.
How old were you when you first fell in love?
Oh, that's really sweet. I think 17 for me.
I think I was younger. I really probably like 15.
I had crushes, but like nothing ever worked out. So
Really?
Okay, 17,
no,
15.
the crushes
So
never
you
worked
were-
out.
You were young and in love. That's
Yeah,
that's
you're
very nice.
young and in love.
Many
moons ago.
Ball scoring 1 million years ago.
And on that, number
Pretty
7,
good.
favorite song of the new album.
That's also difficult.
Hard.
What I will say is I love them all so much, and they all mean so much to us. I feel like I find myself listening to Perfect Paradise and Can't Wait the most
Yeah, those two are great.
for different reasons. But I mean, Perfect Paradise has just such that song. I mean, Don Del Piero, so amazing. Just such a great vibe. And we were kind of hinting on this earlier, but I feel like it's kind of that new disco style. And then Can't Wait. I love the Starship epic sort of Starship vibes, 80s vibes on that, courtesy of Celerect LA Dreams, who of course did the music. So I'd say those what about you?
Are the babies. Well, I only had one song in the game, but it ended up being the title track. So that actually didn't take me long to write at all as far as lyrics. I was surprised at myself because normally I'm slow as molasses, but it just happened. So I do love that one.
The catchy arrangement. Don't forget that.
I did. That's
so
right.
catchy.
And John's track was just brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, it was perfect.
We produced it with our
I haven't met yet.
Yeah, she actually hasn't even met our producer yet.
Yeah. Oh.
I live far away.
With COVID times and everything, it was challenging. So we did a lot of the album over.
I've had that. Yeah, definitely. I've worked with people whom I've never met as well.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I'm looking forward. Hopefully he'll be at our listening party in October.
Yeah.
We'll see if he does, if he does or doesn't. But and then of course I do love Perfect Paradise. It was so much fun to sing. Really more fun. Young and in love.
Oh,
bottom line, they're your babies.
I love
you love them
track.
all.
I love Perfect Paradise.
These are my babies.
You know how you get so attached for different
reasons.
For different reasons.
Yeah. Okay, 8th question. Leather or denim?
Leather.
Yeah, leather.
Leather. Easy
Or
leather
leather.
there. Okay.
I was hoping you'd ask leather or lace.
No animals are
Leather
hard.
or lace.
That's
Yeah, you know what? I wrote these before. I should have. Let's make that a bonus question. Leather or lace?
Yeah, bonus question, leather or lace.
I'd say both.
I know both.
Leather and
Definitely Sophie's choice.
yeah.
9th question. Salt or parsley?
Salt.
Salt. All right. Well, good luck making garlic bread then.
Ooh.
No.
People. They're yummy. Their garlic knots are really
Yeah, but then again, without salt. And I know this for a fact because my mom had to do a salt-free meal at the hospital once. And she confirms that everything tasted like nothing. So I think you made the wise choice there. You can live without garlic bread, but you can't live without everything, right?
Can't live without.
Can't live without salt.
Yeah, no, it's a vital ingredient. And final question here. Would you rather drink a gallon of hot dog water or eat 6 raw eggs?
6 raw eggs. Because you can just quickly down that and it's over.
I'm like, neither.
But hot dog water. Ooh. I don't like hot dogs, just period. It's just too much. Although
Especially New York hot dog water.
Yeah, just thinking.
I mean, if I had to, I guess I could drink the hot dog water.
You drink the water. How many liters actually? It's like 3.5 liters, right?
Oh, no.
I think so. I'm not sure.
You just put it in a glass. It's over.
Oh my god, no! That's so many glasses though. That's even worse because then you have to pour it and drink it and then pour it because it's a whole gallon. You're not getting away from that gallon, Barry.
No. Either way, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd almost rather drink the hot dog. Well, I know I can't do 3 liters of anything, but
I love how much you're really thinking about this.
I don't know. I mean, the eggs are easier, right?
Yeah, eggs are easy.
I think so. Yeah.
And I love eggs. I could actually eat raw eggs.
Yeah.
Like I just love. Yeah.
I've not ever eaten.
Okay.
No.
I've eaten raw eggs.
Okay. I went through a phase of eating raw eggs. This was after I saw Rocky.
Are you trying to
Yeah, not even joking. I had 2 raw eggs every morning. It was gross.
You're having your own montage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
I'm a
montage.
We could all use a montage. Everyone needs their own montage.
Yeah, you should definitely have your own montage.
Yeah, so eggs for the win.
All right.
All right. Well, that's the end of the quickfire questions. Thank you for participating.
I love quick
Yeah,
fire
they were
rounds.
great questions.
That
They
was
were really good
awesome. I could keep
questions.
going.
Right?
Okay, we'll come up with some more quick fire questions. For now, we're gonna play Midnight Tensions featuring Cosmetic by Bunny X.
produced, filmed, and edited by Bunny X. That is
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Thank you.
I thought that was like the most vampy Bunny X music video. And
We
you
got
guys look
really damn big.
really
It was
fabulous.
really vampy.
Yeah, we filmed that. Mary and I weren't together for any of that, as you could probably tell, because that
Oh,
was at the height of the of the
everybody's-
lockdown,
Oh.
and we
Yeah.
just filmed it in our separate apartments, and then I put all the footage together, and then I actually asked a lot of friends to help me to get some New York sort of nighttime
Mhm.
scenes, and then Cosmetic even did some filming in Germany and sent
Nice.
me some footage from I guess I want to say Berlin is where he lives, so he sent a little bit of footage to me too, and yeah. So
I love how you guys also work with Dylan Morris Greenberg.
yes, yeah, she helped. We actually originally were gonna have her do the whole video, but then it went in a direction that we kind of weren't into, so we worked with her to kind of come up with another type of theme. And then we ended up she's like, order some black sheets from, wherever, hang them on the wall,
Target.
lighting, and then, that's what we did.
It worked
So
out.
Awesome.
yeah, so it worked out. And then she helped with, a couple little, like the opening titles and the, little things like that, like little moments in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that.
Yeah.
And I love the video.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you
It's a
very
great
much.
track too. Really, like, well done.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
haven't
Cosmetic
listened to that in quite some
Cosmetic is
time.
so talented and honestly needs a lot more love in the scene in
Okay.
general. It's just he's got so many amazing songs. He did a beautiful collaboration with JJ Mist called "Forgotten Memories." That is beautiful. I love her voice. She's just really brings that real emotional kind of '80s spirit to her singing, to her vocals, and he just writes amazing tracks. So I feel like there should definitely be like a big spotlight shown on Cosmetic
Yeah.
and JJ.
Okay, there you go,
And
guys.
JJ.
Go and check
And
out Cosmetic.
Okay.
And JJ.
And JJ. And, well, of course, Bunny X.
And Bunny X.
All these incredible artists. Go and
So many.
browse.
There are so many in our scene, and we are definitely working very hard to make sure that they're given the spotlight, like through this platform. And it's always fun, showing the visuals, showing the videos, and listening to the tracks. I think it's always so special, and it also engaging, and with you guys right now. I think it's so great.
So great.
It is.
seeing
Thank
seeing
you guys.
everyone's energy,
Oh my goodness. Thank you for having us along
Mhm.
so far. This has been fantastic. And yeah, we were excited about it.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a few more of these questions because we all enjoyed them so much. I've got 3 that I'm gonna ask. They're all either or. And keep
Okay.
in mind, if you want to say pass, it's all good. You can say pass. First one is pop or rock.
I love
How about
both.
pop rock?
Pop rock? No, that's not an option here.
Is that fair?
Wait, actually, no. Which one would that fall into? Pop rock? Is that pop or is it rock? Like as a whole umbrella.
I feel like that's hard. Yeah.
That is.
I mean,
kind
I
of
would
hard.
just go with straight up pop. If I was like on a desert island, I would miss Def Leppard for sure, but right there. But yeah, I would go with pop. I just, that's the stuff I identify with the most personally.
I like both, so it's kind of hard for me to
It's
separate.
hard. Okay, I'll let you have, Mary. I'll let you have pop rock.
Well, there are also pop rocks, which are a candy.
Oh, you know what? On an island, that's a treat. If you're stuck on an island, would you rather have music or candy? It's another
Music.
tough one.
Music.
You'd have music. Okay, so you'd
That's
have
the one
pop
that
rock
like
and not pop rock.
explodes in your mouth, like
Yes.
Oh yeah.
oh,
I used to love those.
yeah, like you,
You might
and
bark.
then it goes, yeah.
Yeah, they
It
had
hurts
they had
sometimes.
this
Hurts the
they
roof of
had
your
ice
mouth.
cream with it on it as well. Like that was
Oh,
always
that's interesting.
a fun
Yeah,
ice
it's
cream to have.
dessert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you need like you get the ice cream to like cool it down if like in case it explodes.
Right.
Kind of, yeah, but it's also like a mystery. Like when does it explode? Because it's like they like
Yeah,
spread
that
across the
happens.
ice cream.
Yeah. It's
This is such a funny conversation talking about pop rocks and exploding.
I know.
Okay, second question out of my 3 extras. I've got another spice-related one. This one is basil or oregano.
Basil.
Oh, basil.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
definitely
tasty
basil.
choice.
I love
Okay, fair enough.
pizza.
Oh, delicious.
Mwah, so good.
Okay.
It's a New Yorker thing.
Yeah,
It is. Well, I mean, to be fair, New Yorkers, you know how to make any of your
you know
pizza.
how to do pizza.
I've got to try that now. I always put the oregano on the pizza. I've got to try out the basil.
I put
before.
oregano on my pizza.
Yeah,
Like, you know, but I prefer basil
for
Okay,
sure.
that's
on my margarita.
All
that's a
right.
big agreement there. Okay, third one.
3 New
Is-
Yorkers. We're talking 3 New Yorkers here.
Yeah, we're like,
I'm trying to like point that out.
And you also actually, I always say basil. This is just another thing. Like,
Yeah,
how do you pronounce
we
these
went
things?
through
Like, there's
this.
always But that was oregano and oregano.
All right,
but
yeah.
Basil,
Oregano
basil.
Oh, well, I love how you say things, so I prefer that.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah,
Basil.
but you know, we speak
You can't say
American,
basil.
so
Ouch. Okay, noted. Yeah, all right. I'll
Big
put some
American.
basil on my pizzas from now on.
Wow, that's a great mimicry of American there, Thorsten.
that was really good.
That was really good.
yeah,
For a
really
second,
thank
I
you.
thought you were. Yeah.
impressively.
Well, maybe I am. I've been. It's the cold. It's the cold. It's making me American. Okay. Third question. Italo disco or synthwave?
Oh God.
Oh.
Torn. You pick one, I'll pick the other.
It's so challenging. I love them both so much for very different reasons.
You can only pick one.
I guess I'd go with Italo. Sticking to the roots, the deep,
Okay.
deep roots.
My roots are not that deep, so I'm
Oh.
going to go synthwave.
Perfect.
Okay.
Covered all the
Happy girl
bases.
pick synthwave, Mary pick.
All of the Italo disco songs I do know, but you know.
Now you know ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Thorsten, you're already was that your last question, Thorsten?
Yeah,
Or
that
do you
was
have
my last
more?
question, and yeah, that was a good. Well done, guys, on kind of not burning any bridges and choosing each one.
It's all very like diplomatic.
Yeah.
See, they can play good cop, bad cop. But if they're single artists, like, you know, how do you answer that as a single artist?
Oh my God, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Left the chat.
I do have a question. Fashion related. Who's your favorite designer?
Ooh.
Mary also has a fashion background.
That I
Yeah,
can
she has a
wear.
fashion background.
Yeah, she served in the system. Like me.
Yeah, totally. I do wish like Halston would resurrect a line, even though he is no longer with us. I did love all of his clothing. Thought it was really cool when I was a little kid. So that's one. Who else? I mean, Ralph Lauren is Ralph Lauren, but I feel like I'm not preppy enough for that, which is fine. I'd be more punk. So no Ralph.
I don't know, right? Like that's
your
one thing
stuff.
that I
Else.
one thing that that you brought up a good point. Like, you know, it would have been great to see Ralph Lauren do get a little bit more punky. Like get a little bit more Vivian Westwoody, like, you know?
So I thought that would be really, fun
That
for
would be
him.
cool. Like American punk.
There's a documentary about him actually and his whole entire life. I think it's on Netflix. It was a great documentary. I really enjoyed watching it. And then out of nowhere, I found I was looking for my vaccination card, which I lost for the second time. But I think I had it on my phone, so I'm good there. But I found a picture that I guess my dad made me rip out of my yearbook, and it's me sitting next to Andrew Lawrence, sitting next to his eldest son. But we're both kind of like awkward about it. Like, so I had like a John Cougar Mellencamp haircut that I didn't want. It was horrible.
Nice. You saw a photograph. Well, yeah, you have to share this with us now. Can you share this with us?
Yeah, because Mary grew up in New York City, so she went to school here and ended up going to school with some famous kids, basically, or who had famous parents. So
yeah,
it was a good time, but it was just a weird pic, because like if you're sitting on a bench, like one person's this way, one person's that way, and you're like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Did Halston do that kind of sort of really decadent kind of 70s stuff with the halters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sort of like, I mean, I guess like I love that whole look.
Yeah.
So I would probably say the same thing. I just don't know a lot about. You can tell that I shop at H&M, so I don't know what's going on. But I've
been to H&M in so long.
Whatever's on sale.
I haven't shopped anywhere for so long. I think I'm wearing like Amazon t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I just buy shit from Amazon.
Yeah.
Black t-shirts, black sweatpants, black socks, black
100%.
underwear.
Yep.
Nowadays,
I have so many pairs, and like, where did the washing machine eat them up? Like, what happened? I was like, where are all my black underwear?
Important.
You know what? Yeah. What is wrong with washing machines on that point? They keep. I have so many single socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, each one sock.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where's
That's
my
what
other
they-
sock?
that's what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Little jerks.
There's
Fucking-
like a little like
machines.
gnome that hides inside.
Absolutely. There is a sock tax.
Oh my God.
Socks. There's a sock tax. For every like 3 washes, we take a sock.
Yeah.
That's our payment. Right.
I know.
Well, let's
I wonder if there's any other designer. Who's your favorite designer?
Yeah. Who's
Hero?
yours? I mean,
me. Oh my god.
you like
Oh my god.
uh,
There's so many right now, but I mean, I love fashion. I just love looking at fashion now. Like I don't ever want to get involved, like unless I really have to make costumes for my own, like for this project. But my favorite designer is Iris Van Herpen at the moment. But that's slowly fading away. Like she's already reached her peak with me, and I'm ready to move on to
You're like the next thing.
Actually, no. Actually, let me take that back. I like Iris Van Herpen last year. I really, really love and obsessed with Schiaparelli this year. And I have to show you guys if you guys haven't seen it yet. But her she's no longer with us. Of course, she's just a brand name. But whoever's the new creative director is doing such a phenomenal job, and
Nice.
I'm really obsessed. And it's I don't know if you guys saw. Like I made a post recently of I think it was Gigi Hadid or some model. She was wearing this. It looks like lungs made of like the lung veins, and then
Seeing that.
in gold, dipped in in gold, and then it's like totally low cut, showing the breast, but the lung veins are covering the nipples.
Right, but they're
Yeah, I'd be like strategic, but it looks so beautiful, but that whole collection that they created is just so amazing, and I thought it was so avant-garde, and that really resonated with me, but yeah, I think those two would be my top favorite designers. I love talking about fashion. By the way, I could talk about fashion all day long.
I want to shop your line, the Zarina line.
What's that?
I want to shop your line.
Oh my!
Yeah, we need that.
We're
Definitely.
waiting for that.
Yeah, let's see when. Yeah, I'd like to bring it back soon one day. Let's see though. Like the state of the world is kind of just.
Yeah.
Like I always talk to so I don't own that line anymore. I don't own the Ivy Cursor line. Someone else owns it now. I'm just a consultant in my own line. But whenever it gets discussed, I'm just like I don't the world is changing so much, and it's hard to like navigate, where that whole scope is going, because if it was up to me, I would just make bespoke avant-garde shit, but
Mhm.
it still has to be commercial, and then we
Very
still need
true.
to move Paris, but whenever
Mhm.
my head goes there, I'm just like, like, I don't know if I want to deal with, I don't know if I want to deal with commerce at the moment, but we'll
I
see where that
like
goes.
dystopian fashion.
What's that?
I love like this sort of dystopian fashion. Like
Dystopian.
I was at Marshall's the other day, and there was this mustard color sweater, and I really like the cut. It had like all these like like everything was frayed. Like it
You
felt,
posted that on Twitter,
yeah,
and
I
you asked
I was
us.
like, "Whoa, what does Zarina think?" And it was sort of like this
Did you
dystopian
buy it?
fashion. I should have. I regret
You
it.
should have
I
bought
know. Yeah. But anyway, I kind of like that
I
look.
like
That sort of
cutouts
like
and stuff.
dystopian vibes because it's kind of
I
feels
think
accurate.
Abigail,
just
go right now and buy that mustard sweater.
I'm gonna buy the mustard.
We'll wait. We'll wait here. Just take
Okay.
your time. Yeah.
Or if you want to save money, just take some of your older sweaters and just
That
like
is
kinda take
true.
take
Get
a
a
knife or
little-
like a blade and start like just
That is, yeah.
feathering them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure you're not wearing it.
Put on some combat boots
When
and
you're
some
doing
ripped
it.
black jeans.
That's it.
Dystopian vibe.
No, it's sad that we're in. I feel like those times are near, man. Like whatever we see in the movies, I think it's like around the corner. I feel it. I'm kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be excited because dystopian fashion. Yeah, I can finally wear like all these like armor.
Right. Like vets and yeah.
Yeah, be all cyberpunk.
Mad Max.
Cyberpunk.
There was another Mad Max with
Yeah.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
didn't find like any of those costumes particularly appealing, but I did like the original Tina Turner costume.
Tina Turner one. Yeah.
I mean, that was like I was
Oh, man.
looking for like a chainmail
Amazing.
situation. And where was I even going? Like nowhere really.
It
Like meeting you guys at like St. Jerome's or something like. But
It
it
would've
was
been worth
such a
it.
great costume.
Yeah,
her.
that all of that would be normal one day.
Yeah. That will just be how we live.
If Tina Turner would, give us the pleasure of
Yeah.
getting that thing back on, she's probably like, girl. It's probably so heavy, like pounds and pounds and pounds.
All right, let's look at some music videos. So
Right.
Thorsten made a couple of picks for his features of the week. So, Thorsten, first pick you have is Emma Jensen. So tell us
Emma
about
Jensen. Yeah, she
Emma
is
Jensen.
another Norwegian artist from Oslo. She's she's just got that sound that I just love so much. It's that synth electro pop. It's bordering on synth. I think new synth pop is the term, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's got that synth ATC pop mix, and yeah, it's exactly what I want in my pop tracks.
Yeah.
I know that.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me
Let's
too.
take a look at Better by Emma Jensen.
Let's be honest. Have you got your heart in? 'Cause I seen darkness. Now I hang on by my last heartstring. You keep on telling me I'm too jealous, too possessive, that I lean into much in my feels. Makes me wonder if we're done now. 'Cause when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, feeling much better. Looking like something you find in heaven. Feeling like leaving all my problems with the devil. Feeling much better, looking like something you find in heaven. Feeling like when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, feeling much better. Looking like something you find in heaven. Feeling like leaving all my problems with the devil. Feeling much better, looking like something you find in heaven. Feeling like when I'm on my own, I'm feeling good on paper, was all for nothing. We're picture perfect, painted from imagination. You keep on telling me I'm too selfish, I'm depressing, that I hate it too much in my feels. Makes me wonder if we're done now. 'Cause when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, feeling much better, looking like something fun in heaven, feeling like leaving all my problems with the devil, feeling much better, looking like something fun in heaven, feeling like when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, 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 when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better. You're not around me, I'm feeling better. 'Cause when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, feeling much better, looking like something fun in heaven, feeling like leaving all my problems to the devil, feeling much better, looking like something fun in heaven, feeling like when I'm on my own, I'm feeling better, 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 better. When I'm on my own, I'm feeling better.
I love that.
Love that. That was great.
Oh, that was
She's
so
adorable.
cute.
That was really, really. Her voice is so charming.
Little
and
fairy angel.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the cutest voice in pop music.
So definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
retire now, so we'll
cute.
just
Just-
just doesn't get any cuter.
it really doesn't.
And it's and
Yeah, I
love-
think I think she deserves more listens and
Yeah.
Oh,
fans
God.
that she's getting. You know, she's just sublime. Her music.
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Lovely.
So
You're
wistful.
Really, really lovely.
So much good music coming out of Scandinavia. Like I
Mhm.
feel like just I don't know, Norway's definitely killing it. I mean, they're all killing it. The Swedes, of course, Iceland, it just doesn't, you all just, you guys are
Yeah, you know, I
That's
think you
just
guys.
cool.
I think you guys would do really well in the Scandinavian market as well with your music. It feels at home there as well.
right. Yeah,
Aw,
it's just
That's great.
such good stuff. Kind of has some Anna of the North kind of vibes a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah.
But sweeter and definitely with more of a 80s, synth feel for sure. She
Mhm.
doesn't have a lot of views because I feel like it should have
I mean, to be fair, on Spotify, she's got like over 1 million, I think, on a
Oh,
few
Oh,
few of
wow.
her tracks. So she's doing
Amazing.
all right actually. But this
She's
particular video, I think, only got like 5,000 views plays. I think.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Wow.
Speaking to that, just how some artists do like really well in one platform, and then
Mhm.
another there's not. Someone will do really well on YouTube, and then there's not much of a Spotify presence, and then of course down the line with
Yeah.
media.
Some just just have music that the editorial team, I guess, just loves as well.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So they push that.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like you always have to choose. It also depends on what kind of artist you are. It's
Yeah.
like, for example, if you're more heavier into visual elements, like YouTube is really the best place to.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so far, based on my experience, YouTube has yielded more active fan base too,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
they felt like they've experienced the work more in a 360, in all dimensions of it, not just listening to it, also visually. And it translated to like Bandcamp sales and also more Spotify, followers. But YouTube, if you're visually driven, I always say, like, try
Yeah.
to do more for the YouTube platform.
Right.
and I feel like everything else follows, and it goes, and it goes, the other way too. If you're strong with Spotify, chances are they will also try to find you in the other platforms. But I think what's
Absolutely.
important is that you're on all of them. Some sort of, you have a couple that are stronger than the other, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good to be like across as many platforms as you can. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But music
How
is
much
so.
is
I
time?
mean, music is it's such a. It's like it's such a huge conundrum, like like in terms of promotion and
It is.
marketing and
It's
all
like,
that.
and there's always new platforms coming out as well. Do you use
Yeah.
DistroKid for your
We
music?
we do. Yeah. Well, most of our stuff has definitely been through DistroKid. But now, latest record is released with Aztec. So
Okay.
I'm not
So they
sure
have
if
that.
it's DistroKid or not. So I'll have to double check with them. But we've had a
Mhm.
good experience overall with them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because like, if you check that box, like automatically add, you get like a weekly email saying like, oh, this song's been added to this platform. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many tools that you need, like, it's basically a full-time job, just submitting to places and promoting, kind of
Yeah.
getting out to all the platforms, of course, building up that network and responding to people. And it's
Mhm.
a lot of, it's fun, and it's wonderful, and it's certainly part of, what the community is now, and what musicians do now. It's just, if you don't do
Definitely, yeah.
that, I don't know how you're doing it. I mean, I think some artists don't necessarily seems like they don't have to be big on social media in order to get a following in other
Yeah.
places.
That makes sense.
I'm not sure how that happens.
I think we
Yeah.
have a really perfect example of that coming up soon. But Aztec Records, yeah, of course, you're signed with them. Do they do a lot of the heavy lifting as well in terms of promotion and all
They've
that? I imagine, yeah.
they've helped a lot, for sure.
Mhm.
I feel like they've been extremely supportive. They've they certainly had some input and some suggestions on the record, but it only ended up making the song stronger and better.
Yeah.
Mary and I tend to go like real simple, and then we'll kind of build up a little bit from there. But they're like, no, like more harmonies, more outros,
like, oh my
more this, more
God.
that. So
Yeah.
in the end, it was all worth it. And
Very much
Yeah.
so.
some of the songs went through, it's funny because some of them by the end were labeled version 15,
Oh my gosh,
which for
right?
some people that's not even a lot,
No, it
because there's
isn't.
certainly
That's not.
Yeah.
really not that bad.
Yeah, Von Herzog and I go up to like version 23 when we're mixing.
Yeah, same here, like mix 21, and then you get the masters, and that's
Yeah.
same story. You get 20 masters, and
I think it's just worth it. Yeah, like
But it was
it's a
worth it.
long
yeah,
process.
but it is, it's also, it's nice to see that they're obviously invested in their artists. They care. So that's
Definitely
Yeah,
good thing
and
to
they
see.
handled all of the, the manufacturing, distribution of the record, helped to put all that together, which is great, because we could have done that, but I really didn't want to. Personally, I just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So we're really thankful
That's
that they.
always so nice, yeah, when they can handle a lot of the logistics aspect and the
Yes.
production aspect and in manufacturing and all that, and dealing with third-party vendors.
Correct.
I think it's really that alleviates a lot of things. Like, it's always it always gets brought up, right? Like, like, is it worth getting signed to labels and whatnot? And I feel like, well, labels like Aztec, where they really and we all see this too, like, everyone who's watching Aztec and their artists, like, we do see their support, and we see what they do for the artists, and then it's a cut above a lot of the other labels in the scene, for sure, and other communities that I've seen
Sure.
too.
Oh,
Yeah, and
definitely.
they do a great job taking care of their artists.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, they've been great to work with. So
Yes.
had a very good experience.
Yeah.
Probably won't do another album for a while, though.
That might be it.
Creating an album
Well, it was so time
easy.
consuming.
Yeah.
You guys know. And our bank accounts are hurting a little.
How long would you say overall it took from the very beginning?
About a year,
A year.
which isn't too bad.
No, not at all.
But I'd say about a year.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, we started maybe fall 2020,
Yeah.
working in
Mm.
earnest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean it came. I mean it's kind of been done for
It kind
a
of
few
came
months.
together quicker
So
than I
yeah,
thought
it's
it would.
under a year. Yeah, for 10 tracks, it's not too bad. I mean,
No.
we had help because
That's pretty impressive.
we did a bunch of the tracks with Don Del Piero and Celleract LA Dreams. So those were actually all of them were already existing tracks that
Right.
had already been released on their various previous releases some many years ago. So the last song on the album is called "Still in My Mind." And that's a Celleract LA Dreams track that was he had titled it "Look Away," and that was released. I honestly want to say maybe 2013, 2014. It came out a while ago, but that song was so beautiful, and I just connected with it so much. And so I started hearing this arrangement for it, and ended up, actually I ended up doing like a little. I found an 80s clip of Brooke Shields' 80s movie. I just did like a little with my little demo that I just posted a little clip of it and tagged him and was like, "Hi." I love it, so funny, and then he got in touch, and that's how that kind of came together. And then I ended up changing the title for this version to "Still on My Mind."
Right.
I love that though. That's nice to hear.
Yeah. And that sped up, to that end, it sped up the process of the album because a lot of those tracks were already in existence. So we just kind of restructured them, some more than others. Like Perfect Paradise, we didn't change a thing with the music. So we just sang over top of that and created the vocal arrangement for that to fit, but we didn't have to maneuver anything. But for, I'd say pretty much all of the other ones, we did massage them around. And
You just probably like you had to just go through like a particular mix to like carve space for your vocals, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like I just literally like copied and pasted certain sections, and I was like, this should be shorter. Let's have a bridge here. Let's have an instrumental section here, and then we just kind of made it work. Yeah. So, but it was fun. It was like little Frankensteining.
Yeah.
That's always that. I feel like that's always like how it's done, right?
Like our remix, basically. So,
all right. Well, let's take a look at another Bunny X music video, and it's Revolving Doors. When did you guys shoot this?
We shot
Doors?
this fall of 2019, October of 2019, and we rented an apartment in the Upper East Side in Manhattan, and shot most of the scenes there. And then we recorded a few more shots like out on the street near the director's residence in town. So yeah, we wanted kind of like a grainy kind of quality to it, and kind of old school 80s vibe and all that. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at Revolving Doors by Bunny X.
Convinced you would call at any minute.
Yeah, I found a lot of those like neon signs, and so that's why I sent
Yeah.
them to her, and I'm glad she used
Yeah.
them because they made it cute.
I love
They
it.
have noses. You can see them.
I know, like
You have noses.
You guys kind of look. It kind of has that Patrick Nagel vibe, like when everything's just like really
It's
like,
so bad.
like,
that,
Very, very
like
blown out.
Sans nose.
blown out, and then yeah. I
Hey,
think you guys
don't
look
need a
great with
nose.
the Blade Runner
A
jacket.
song is with a tune like this. Who needs a nose, right?
I mean, who needs to know? That's why I got out of bed this morning.
Definitely.
Who needs a nose?
Who needs a nose
anyway?
Nobody.
Do you have okay? So I have some questions. Favorite restaurants in New York?
Gosh.
Ooh,
I feel like
love
they
Lupa.
change all the time.
I do. I know he's not there anymore, thank God.
Mhm.
But like the food is so good. I love their spaghetti.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lupa's an Italian
Lupa.
restaurant in the East Village. No, the West Village.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
between
Greenwich Village. Yeah.
Bleecker and Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
And so that's like your primary. Okay, so that's the. So that's you. Abigail, do you have a pick, or is it the same?
I feel like there's so many, it's like
There's
impossible.
so many.
I mean, there's one really great, like kind of more high-end Mexican restaurant called Cosme. It's in the Flatiron District.
Oh wow.
It's really,
Mhm.
really super nice if you want to impress someone or get it taken out of town. It's just like, and there's
Impress myself.
new ones popping up every day.
Yeah, no, it's true.
it's so challenging to when people are coming to town to visit. You want their whole experience to be so perfect, and it's actually quite stressful because there are so many options, sometimes too many.
Yes.
And then
That
always
is true.
new spots popping up. So
It's good that there are still new places popping up, like even during pandemic era.
Yeah.
Like, and like that's one of the things that I've always been praying for, is that for New York to remain intact and to weather what's been happening. But it seems like everything's pretty much open, right? Like the entire city is pretty much back up.
pretty much back up and running. Everyone's still wearing their masks all the time,
Yeah.
on all public transportation. And then when you go inside, it's great because it's called Open Streets, but New York City was really great about, trying to help all the, the restaurant owners and bar owners to stay in business and to recoup some of their losses. So the Open Streets policy is still
It's still in effect.
enacted. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So basically it's very European here in New York, year and a half, which is wonderful. Everyone's spilling out, onto the sidewalks and drinking their coffee and their wine and sitting outside. And it's lovely.
Why not?
We've been loving
Sounds
it.
lovely.
I think that's how it should
Yeah.
always be.
And then I think some of them are gonna stick around even after we're, really through this.
Yeah.
Which we hope so. Feels very festive. It feels like it's, you're like a wedding or something. It has like a very festive atmosphere.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still going to continue wearing my mask, and it's funny, like knock on wood, like I haven't gotten sick like in the last 2 years. Actually the last time I got sick, I believe it was the first strain of COVID back
Right.
in New York. I think but that was like in the end of 2019, and everyone got
Mhm.
this weird cough that won't go away and lost their sense of smell and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
then a couple
got
months later,
And you
few weeks
travel a lot, so
yeah, I travel so much,
Right.
and then and I'm pretty sure I had, because I went through the flu test. Like all the flu tests came back negative, and doctors were like, "We don't know what you got," but it was it was terrible. But it was like it wasn't as obviously as bad as what the cases what most of the cases were after
Yeah.
that. But that was the last time I got sick. It was and it was after the Blaze music video came out with you guys.
Imagine this though, Serena. You're one of the original COVID infected people, I guess.
I won't say that was one of the original, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't confirmed that it was COVID, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, you're an OG COVID
OG COVID
survivor.
What?
Yeah.
survivor. Yeah, I mean,
Wave.
like my husband Carlos had it too, like a couple weeks after I had it,
Oh
and
no.
he had the loss, like sense of smell, and like
Mhm.
his nose was bleeding the entire time. He had like this
Wow.
terrible
Oh,
fever.
awful.
Yeah, but then we went through, and then but doctors could not figure out what we both
Mhm.
had.
Mhm.
And then I remember having a cough that just went on for like over 3 months, and
Oh God.
So you
yeah,
definitely had it.
like I definitely had it, and then but yeah, COVID
How is
sucks.
Iceland going? How are you all faring there?
Sorry,
We're
where?
How are you all faring in Iceland?
and I
Oh, in Iceland. Yeah, it's all right here now. I haven't really checked on the cases. We went back up for a bit after we kind of allowed people to enter the country again.
Right.
But yeah, we're not, having much going on at the moment. There's not a mask requirement anymore.
Oh wow. Okay.
Clubs
Oh,
are back
wow.
open, and restaurants. I still wear a mask because it's just a decent
Yeah.
thing to do, I feel.
Like
But yeah, things are back to looking up again, and hopefully will remain that way.
Good.
yeah, like
On your cold
sanitizing
voice.
everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your cold will be like,
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
oh.
I still caught a cold though, which is, take all the precautions, but you can't escape it. It still exists. You kind of forget about it, right? I haven't really thought about that.
This is true.
Yeah, we forgot about all kinds of diseases and sicknesses.
Yeah.
We just focused
Right,
on
like, the flu. What's that? And the worst
Yeah.
part about it is like it's a very at the outset of anything, like a little tickle in your throat. You're like, oh my God, COVID. It's just that's what
Yeah. It's
automatic-
actually the first thing I did actually when I got the cold. I took a COVID test, and
Sure.
I was so sure. Like I've been like anytime. Actually, I've become kind of paranoid. As soon as I get anything, it's just like, oh, let's get a COVID test right now.
Totally. That's how we are too. I mean, I think
And
we're gonna
we're
have
down.
some.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna feel that way for
Yeah.
years to come.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
I
I
can't.
think it's gonna be like a new normal.
Yeah.
You sanitize everything, you keep sanitize, like whenever we buy groceries, like we have like these two alcohol, like bottled alcohol sprays that we just
Right.
basically bomb all of
Mhm.
our groceries, all of our like anything that we take from the outside in
Yeah.
before it enters the door. Everything gets bombed with alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And like
apartments have never looked cleaner.
Yeah.
and I definitely became a little bit more like claustrophobic. I definitely don't like I never liked crowds before. I definitely don't like crowds these days. Like
Mhm.
it's very
Right.
difficult, and
Yeah.
it always makes me wonder too, like, if things go back up, like, like
Yeah.
here in Spain, like when everything opens up, like, how am I like I can't even think of how I'm going to do a show. Like that's
Mhm.
just so hard to process for me, like emotionally right now,
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
like feeling nervous or getting anxiety, and but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
it's just, I think we're at a point where, we've done everything that we can do as far as, getting vaccinated and, taking
Mhm.
steps to be careful, protect ourselves and others.
Yeah.
But, I think we're at a point where people just have to do whatever whatever they're most comfortable with doing.
Mhm.
If you're
Yeah.
not comfortable playing a show, going out to a crowded club, you just have to kind of do whatever's best for you.
Yeah, definitely. No judgments on my part.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no judgment.
whatever you choose.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Depends.
Thorson, you have another featured track for this week. And it's
Yeah, Sigrid. I've been curious actually how far her fame extends, because she's huge here in Scandinavia. Has she reached USA levels of?
Oh yeah, her videos on YouTube are definitely in the millions.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
wow.
like,
She's big. I'd consider her big news. Yeah.
yeah, I'd
I
say so.
haven't, I'm not familiar with her, so
You're not
Yeah.
familiar? Okay, then you are in for a treat, because she's spectacular. Yeah, I think she came to Iceland a few years ago, to the Iceland airwaves, and I was so sad because I tried to go there that festival whenever I can, but I was in England at that time, so I missed it.
Mm.
But then I came the next year, and obviously, she's not going to come twice in a row. She'd already blown up by then in 2018.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well.
but yeah, she it's definitely high priority to go and actually see her live, because she has got a great sound and a great voice as well.
We are looking at Burning Bridges by Sigrid. Here we go.
I love it because it's like they took the song and they put it in a time machine back to 1987 and then brought it back.
Exactly.
And it has some funk to it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has some funk.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was really cool. And also what's really nice, and it's refreshing, is to see how understated, like, her presentation is.
Mhm.
Nothing's overdone, nothing superfluous, nothing over exaggerated. It just seems so real and down to earth and natural. And then it's so
Right.
refreshing to see
Definitely,
that.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were talking about how some artists don't really need social media presence. I think Initial Talk is one of them. I don't
Yeah.
even know who it is.
Totally.
They don't really, like, I've not really heard of them, except for I stumbled upon them first on YouTube. That was actually the first thing they did, and it was a bootleg remix of Dua Lipa's New Rules.
Oh, wow.
But then I think Dua Lipa, she liked it so much that she wanted to actually make it official. And
That's
now they've just
amazing.
become this go-to
Oh,
remixer.
and they did a remix for Kylie Minogue.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Amazing.
it's a really interesting artist, that, and one that, it's hard to find any information on him. I
Yeah.
think, or maybe I'm not digging deep enough, but I for one, I haven't seen anything except for the remixes.
Yeah, and I think it happens like that for some artists that
Yeah.
you remix the right song, or whatever it is you do, but you can have that. You do have that ability to get that lucky streak.
Yeah,
It can it still happens.
it does. It does still happen.
It-
It's good to see.
It does happen. And there are other artists out there who, they're all original artists and they don't have a social media presence, and because they don't have to. They really.
I think we all envy that just a bit,
Yeah,
right?
there's
Like
a hint of
the
jealousy and
hustle and
envy.
We've
Like-
worked for it for many years, and and still it's not very much. We're in like the sub genre. But,
Yeah, and also like social media it's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating because a platform can be relevant for only a certain amount of years, and then it's like what happened to
Yeah.
MySpace. Like, we all had MySpace pages, and like when I had my band up on MySpace, like, we had like hundreds of thousands of like plays on MySpace, and we had a crowd going, and then boom, MySpace done. There you go. That was it.
That's it.
It's like,
That's it.
Yeah.
Like Facebook was the next thing, and
Yeah, Facebook is done.
even I feel
Yeah,
like
Facebook's
Instagram,
SoundCloud is done, I think, for most of
Facebook's
us.
done. Facebook's done, and I just got my verified badge on my
Oh,
Facebook.
nice.
Oh no.
Just in time for the end.
And then I feel like Instagram has wind down, especially for me. Like it's just it was I've had my Instagram account for like for almost 12 years, and
Wow.
and then it was really active and great, like in the very beginning, and also this when I
Sure.
was doing fashion, and people love the whole fashion and lifestyle shit, and then
Yeah.
and then it started to wind down, like coincidentally when I shifted to music, like, and also like like my fashion followers were like, what are you doing? Like, we want you to do fashion.
Yeah.
We want you to do
Yeah,
music.
people want you to stay in your lane a lot of
Yeah,
the time.
but at the same time, it's like it also started winding down in general, and I started noticing that too amongst people who've had their handles for a very long time, and like and you can see that there is the reach is no longer the same.
It's not. And I think people have grown weary of the influencer culture
Oh,
to
gosh.
a large extent. And, the perfect filtered,
Everything,
massaged photos and everything being super fakey. I think
Yeah.
we're
I think,
all wanting authenticity.
There's a country that
Yeah.
banned like retouching recently.
Wow.
oh,
Was it
wow.
Sweden? think it was Sweden.
Wow.
I've not heard of this. That sounds
There is a
pretty
ban on
interesting.
there is a ban on retouching right now.
Wow.
If you're especially if you're selling a product, if you're
Oh,
an influencer,
wow.
if you're a model, on your social media, if you're selling something
Huh.
or if it's coordinated with something, you are banned and you will get fined. If
Oh, there we go.
you
Actually,
just
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you're right. Just
is it
Google
Sweden?
this, and Norway as
Oh, it's
well.
Norway.
Maybe Sweden as well, but Norway for
Yeah,
sure.
Norway. Yeah,
Wow.
Good
and
old
honestly,
Norway.
you know
You know,
what?
they're doing
I
everything right.
they're doing they're doing it right. And actually, honestly, it created this impossible beauty standards
Mhm.
that
Hmm.
are a little like to me it's psychological already. It's like it's a little insane.
Oh,
Like you
Yeah, I
cannot,
think there are
like,
influencers that I like, but these are the influencers that are actually like real people, and they're just
right.
sharing their
yeah,
story. Like the new type of influencer, I guess.
Yeah.
yes, they're
More,
real
more
people.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
But even that, like I'd be surprised if they actually would call themselves an influencer in
Yeah.
that respect. They're just I don't think they would even like that term.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you're probably right.
It's
I
like,
think people
yeah,
are
it's like
going to move
the
away from
term
it.
influencer, like the term influencer at the same time, like the same with the term curator, like it
Yeah.
started off well, like it was well
Mhm.
intended, but then it kind of just like got dragged through the mud like the last
Yeah.
couple of years or
Yeah.
several years, because it did breed this new culture of like just everything being not good enough. Like,
Mhm.
it made people feel like they're not good enough. It's just
Yeah.
never enough, and I feel like we are turning into that new era where we are like, society is going to start dismantling a lot of that.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, countries like Norway where they're like, fuck that shit. Like,
Well,
we're
seeing the death
you're
Yeah.
spreading lies. Like you're spreading like,
Yeah.
because it does impact mental health, right? Like,
Big
especially
time.
amongst young people,
Amongst
developing
young
minds.
people for sure, specifically young adolescent girls that are just,
Yeah.
you're seeing suicide rates, for lower, lower cohorts, and it's just where we didn't see these numbers before, and
Yeah.
it's really terrible, and
I mean, it was already bad when we were kids. Like, like I'm pretty sure everyone here like went through that stage of like body issues growing up,
oh yeah,
and I don't know about Thorson, but I could speak for the females. Like, it's a
yeah,
female adolescent thing, when you're developing, and
yeah.
then
I
you're
remember
like,
people
well,
through the
you know,
yogurt,
yeah,
Yeah,
magazines, and
yeah.
personally, I don't think I went through that much of an issue, but I know that it is an issue though.
yeah,
Happens, and then like that you carry that into adulthood, and I feel like it's just recently that and maybe it just came with age, where I was just like, you know what, it is what it is. Whatever happens to my body, it is what it is.
right,
I'm not beating myself up in the gym anymore. I'm like, fuck that shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm fucking like,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're gonna eat
There's a phrase.
everything. We're gonna eat ice cream, pizza. Yeah,
Listen,
That's the way to do it.
way to do it. Live.
eat what you
Life.
want. Exactly.
But there is like that shift where like, and I think it's really refreshing to see like other other shapes and sizes coming up now, like being
Mhm.
Yeah.
celebrated and being embraced, and I think it actually looks really beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's nice to see like someone who's happy and exuberant, like that's like the new form of beauty now. And actually, you should always be like, the standard of beauty is to have that exuberant, like healthy, like glow
Totally.
and happiness, versus like beating
Comments.
yourself like with dieting and
Yeah.
exercising, being gaunt, like,
Definitely.
gaunt and like
Oh yeah.
bitter because you can't
Yeah.
have that pizza.
I mean, kind of coming of age in the 90s, like, it was what was the look called? The grunge?
Wave,
It was like,
the wave,
yeah,
wave.
with Kate Moss and all that.
Thank you, Kate
Mm.
Moss,
Oh,
ruining our
heroin shit.
adolescence.
We had magazines and certainly ads and everything, and that,
Yeah.
when you're developing and you're going through all that, it's challenging, but now obviously it's this whole other level with social media and
Yeah.
Oh
constant.
yeah, it's like you hear like young girls getting Botox and
Yeah.
It's
That
like all
sucks.
kinds of like body like what do you call it, modification, like their waists are like this tiny, and but their hips are like super like
Yeah.
voluptuous. It's
It's
like whoa, like what are we doing with
yeah,
that
yeah.
thing?
Intense.
It's intense, yeah, and it's like I don't think it's good, and it's nice to and, like I had to I saw someone say this recently, where they were like, "There's no such thing as counterculture anymore," and I was like, "Are you kidding me? We need counterculture more than anything now."
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, with all the
Agreed.
issues that's happening, and it's with social media and the internet's even more amplified. And
Mhm.
it does impact mental health and
Yeah.
just all kinds of self perception, and people get dysmorphic, and also people get what do you call they always feel like it's not good enough, and I
Sure.
feel like that needs to get dismantled, yeah, for sure,
Agreed.
because we're all enough, we're enough.
That's right. We're
We're
We
enough,
are enough.
we're
Yes,
enough,
that's true.
you're enough, we're enough, all
We're
right,
enough.
we good, like
We're
we
enough.
love music,
Yeah.
we eat pizza and ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat that Rocky Road.
Eat that goddamn burger.
You know what, Serena? You should do a what do you call it? Like a TED Talk, or
Yes,
Oh,
TED
shit.
Talk.
Oh my god.
TED Talk by
you would
Serena.
kill it with that. You know? Yeah, I'm all ears here, and I
So,
hung on
okay.
to every word.
It's
That's
so like
cool.
relaxing and melodic to
Right?
listen to. You tell me to do anything, and I would definitely not hesitate.
I do love watching TED Talks. I think they are really inspiring, and they make me cry every time.
Oh, it's like mandatory tears.
Totally.
Yeah, right. Like all of those stories are so incredible, and it's great. It makes you appreciate life.
Yes,
That's what. Yeah.
yes.
Remember, you're enough.
We are enough.
Exactly.
You're
We're
enough.
all
We're
enough.
all
Enough.
enough.
We're all perfect at all times, and everything that we say and do is correct and right at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No arguing.
That's yeah.
We know.
That's it. That's the line of the show.
All right.
Yeah. It's okay to have weird takes sometimes,
Exactly.
As long as they're not harmful to
Not
one's
harmful.
beliefs.
They're not
Exactly.
harmful,
Yes.
or they're not judgmental, or they're not
Yeah,
derogatory,
then,
or they're
speak
or
up.
it doesn't make
Yeah.
anyone feel they're less. No.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
I feel like the scene, just to go back to the, music, the original kind of topic of the day. But I do feel like even though we kind of split hairs over genres and subgenres and all that kind of stuff, I do feel like overall it is a very supportive community. And,
I think it's a great community.
yeah,
Yeah. it is.
much more so than so many others. And I think some of us forget that sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we've had so much support from other fellow artists, and of course the fans and listeners. And I really, we work really hard to support all of our fellow artists in the scene as well, and try to get their music out. But in general, yeah, I just do want to say that because I do love the community so much. I mean, we'll always love Italo, and we'll keep on doing that too. But there is something really special about the retrowave community as an overall umbrella. Why don't we just
Yeah.
call it 80s wave?
80s wave.
This is everything.
I like it. Yeah.
Wave. I like
To the
it.
point.
Or just nostalgia, general
Childish
nostalgia.
80s,
So you can also bring in some of that 70s Italo disco, some of that
Yeah.
90s, early 90s
Mhm.
vibes. And then it's like, to me, the way I look at it, it's a great scene, and actually not everyone, and I've studied a lot of the artists in our scene. Not everyone's actually in just one genre. Like everyone, like a lot of the great artists have their hands and feet in other genres, and I think that's what makes it that's what makes it really, really special. The fact that we are this wonderful rainbow spectrum.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
and and then that needs to be embraced, and then we need to keep addressing that. Yes, no, we're all adjacent to each other, we're all different, but we all exist in the same planet, like we're all in the
Absolutely.
same universe. And that's part of, like, and we were this, like, Thorson and Jake and I were discussing this in the last episode, where part of scene survival actually depends on that as well, and
Mhm.
variety, and making sure everything's really,
Yes.
like, everything's
Yeah,
interesting, and and there's no redundancy or repetitiveness, and also just acknowledging that, what,
definitely. Yeah,
there is a
Yeah.
spectrum of musicians and producers, and they're all great, and they all don't have to sound the same, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
There's room for
it's
all of us.
important.
Yeah.
Variety.
yeah.
Make it a
Let's.
melting pot like New York. Look at New York. New York's so damn strong,
Yeah.
New Yorkers are proud, like,
Melting
for
pot.
being New Yorkers, but we're a melting pot.
Mhm.
New York has everything, right? There's, whatever kind of person in the world, it will
Yeah.
exist in New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
New
100%.
York is
I love that.
you can,
Mhm.
yeah, New York is very accepting. It's very tolerant and very open, and
Yeah.
it's so you anyone can really thrive there, I think, as long as they put the effort and, like, the hard work, and they do things uh with earnest, with a certain earnestness,
Mhm.
and I think, yeah, anything can like, man, like, I love New York, like,
Yeah.
it's such a great city, and it's also so damn generous. I feel like it's so generous, like, it will
Yeah.
always give you a chance, you know
Yeah. There's a
That's
lot of
true.
openness and tolerance here for sure. It feels kind of
yeah.
European that way,
Yeah, it does.
just a bit more open, more certainly international.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, everyone's just kind of, I mean, you see it every day I see it every day on the subway, just all walks of life. Everyone's just in that same train car going to wherever they're going, and
Yeah.
we're kind of all in
We
it
get
together.
like we get a bad rep, like, they call us rude, because we
Hmm.
just keep to our business. We don't,
Yeah.
like, we're like, here in Spain, everyone, like, says hi, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
New York, we don't do that. We kind of
Yeah.
just,
We're
like,
just busy. We just like need to get to work,
we
Right.
just need
or
to get, yeah, point
we
A
need
to
our
point
coffee like right now, or
right.
our pizza.
And it's like, and I but during times of need, if there's an emergency, man, like, New
Yeah,
Yorkers will help each other out, like, they would just hustle out there, like,
100%.
if something happens, like, in the subway,
Yeah,
everyone will just, like, go in and get involved, and they go make sure that no one gets hurt or whatnot, it's just like that. We
it
just
is.
get to the point, very objective.
Yeah, it's very real. I mean,
Yeah.
you know how you feel, like,
Yeah.
like, I feel like this happens sometimes, on the West Coast, like, you don't really know how you stand with people, or they'll say
Yeah.
one thing and then, say one
West
thing.
Coast, yeah, I always feel weird in West Coast,
Yeah.
especially in LA.
I do too. I mean, I guess I grew up on the East Coast, so it's just very, it's
Yeah,
what I'm used to.
I do.
And I love California, I love LA, don't get me wrong, but yeah, there's just this realness here, kind of a grit,
Mhm.
and it's very
Yeah.
authentic. You know where
It's
you stand with people.
Yeah, pretty
Even if
much.
it's not good. At least it's
Exactly.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Very
honest.
true.
Yeah,
Well, New York is a place that I would love to visit for sure.
yeah.
Yes, please do come.
We'd love to
Come
have you
visit
come do a
us.
show or just hang out.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. We have to, don't we?
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we'll
a
have to hang out.
necessity. We all need to meet in person.
And then we can descend on
at some point.
Galicia and see
Yeah, you guys have to come.
Yes.
Miss Arena. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
we all have to
Agreed.
come.
Agreed.
Can we just have a moment for Wonderland? I mean, Obscene, just it's
Beautiful.
so insanely amazing. It's
Aw.
jaw-dropping. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Really.
you. It was it's just I just love doing that stuff, and also I felt like I wanted to grow as an artist and as a musician, and as soon as Carlos and I moved here, like, it just opened. I felt like a portal got opened up for me, and
Mhm.
it was just not the same since ever since I went through that portal, and and like I wanted to deliver that in sound and in visuals, and like
It's
and I'm
gorgeous.
glad that I'm glad that people like Wonderland. That means a lot to me.
It's beautiful. It's otherworldly. It just feels like it's giving me like Game of Thrones vibes.
Oh
and
yeah.
just-
What's
Definitely,
that?
yeah.
I was like, can I like subscribe to this TV show? Like, can this be everyday existence?
I was telling Carlos, I was like, if we had more time, we would have probably thrown dragons in there.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
I love your music so much. It's so catchy. I love your tracks, and I love the one you did with the collab with Headband.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, there wasn't a video, unfortunately. That was the only
Yeah.
thing missing in that piece. But yeah, thank you. It's
In for the win. That gets stuck in my head every
Yeah.
time.
I feel like you incorporate some house vibes into your stuff sometimes.
interesting. I do. I started out in trance music, so
Yeah.
maybe that's where it comes.
Yeah, I don't know, here and there. But can we talk about what's happening with us?
Yeah.
We talk about it. Is it a secret? We're gonna do a song with Orson.
Oh
Yeah.
I was
Mary's like, what are
what?
you talking about?
Oh yeah, I blanked out there for a second. Yes, we are working on a song.
Yeah. We're gonna be recording it soon. I'll
Late to
send
the
you-
party.
We've been so busy with the album.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Zarina knows, but we're gonna do a track together, a collaboration.
No, this is all like I guess it was a secret surprise. Like, I mean that's normal. Like you don't normally divulge your collaborations till like you're ready to release. But it's a huge privilege that you guys let us in this news so early.
Yeah, you heard it here
I
first.
literally
And,
Heard it
you
here
know, I've-
first.
No,
So-
you knew about it. She just
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I
I said it. We
Wow.
it's been crazy because with obviously finishing up the album.
Oh my
We
god.
had a bunch of older collaborations that we recently recorded.
Right. Finally got that done.
And then we have a bunch more, that we're working on now. So I'm always kind of things are going back and forth, and it gets a little bananas.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you guys have been keeping busy. this
Yeah.
year. It's been a good year for
And
Benny.
it's been a good year.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all grateful. I mean, I think it's probably been a pretty good year for everybody. No, I mean, other than like the state of the world, which is not the time, obviously.
It's been a
We've
pretty
had a
great
lot of
year.
time.
It's
you
just
know.
Say so,
Saw
yeah.
a lot of great music this year and great new releases this year.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like what's great about well the silver lining to the pandemic is that I guess it also afforded people the time that they needed and the respite that they needed to really focus on creative stuff and
Exactly. Mhm.
and and use that as an outlet so they're not going crazy with all the lockdowns and all the restrictions limitations that they face. But
Yeah.
I thought it was a great time. It's great. It's good. It's probably going to be even. It's going to get better. It's going to get even.
Yeah.
I know we're going to, and I can feel this. I know that we're going to enter a new renaissance, especially when things like get more under control with this pandemic.
Right.
We're going to enter a new space, and things will just explode left and right. And I think it's starting with this year, and I feel like it's going to get bigger next year. So.
Yeah.
So things to
There
look
you have
forward
it.
to.
Yeah, 2022. There's going to be a
2022.
Serene album as well.
Yeah,
in
I pushed
2022?
I moved my album date because it's gonna get released now tentatively. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll make it happen, but I moved the date to 2222. February 2nd, 2022. Yeah, that's because I just wanted the 2222.
That's nice.
That's great.
Now, if only
But also like production wise, like like I was looking at by the way, I ordered the vinyl for Bunny X and I'm really looking forward to getting that. And it's great that you guys have Aztec as a third party vendor that still pretty much has certain things under control under production. But like but I was going through my own merch release for my record, and my record was supposed to come out this December, but I was just looking at the dates of how things are moving into production, and so currently we're not only just having a vinyl penury, we're also having a plastic penury. And where
Wow.
it's like, yeah, and it's just COVID just impacted a lot of like, resources or production of resources. And so like right now, like what I wanted to release will take a little bit more time. So I was just like,
Mhm.
I wanted to
Mhm.
match it closer to
That's smart.
my
Yeah.
actual release date.
Yeah.
Whatever the production is, I wanted to match it closer. So I moved my album out to
I think
buy more time.
that's a
Yeah.
good move.
And then
Yeah,
just like
it was a good
release
move,
a
yeah.
new single and music video in December when the original date of my record, but we
Right.
just released another like a third
Mhm.
single. So
Good.
kind of
I think
like I
that's
think you guys did the same. Like
yeah.
you guys had 3
Yeah.
singles before Young in Love came out, right?
Yeah, we did
Mhm.
3. We were toying with the idea of doing one more, and then it just, there were some of the tracks were just taking a little too long, and then we actually thought we'd have the record out a lot faster. But that's always how it
That's always
goes,
the
That's
way.
right?
always the case. That's always the case. Like you have this earlier projection and you
Yes.
just keep
Oh yeah. I was like,
moving it on,
we'll have this finished up in May. So, but it's fine. I think it's coming out at the right time. It's it's kind of, we did this sort of high school nostalgia type of theme.
Yeah.
So it's sort of coming out like, right around that time of year, school,
when
fall,
kids, yeah.
putting the books
Back to school.
bags.
Yeah.
They have their
So-
trapper keepers.
Trapper-
and by the way, the
Trapper-
cover looks so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
he's
cover.
a-
I'm not really a physical release form guy, but I ordered that digital version of it.
Thank
Of course.
you so much.
Very sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Music
love
Cat
her
did a
so
great
much.
job.
That's so great. She really nailed it.
Mm-hmm. She nailed
Yeah.
it. We had the idea to have we wanted lockers in the background because we wanted that's kind of school. We wanted that to be instantly, recognizable as the theme because it's certainly like a concept record. So we actually Mary ordered these. You see the back of the lockers.
Yeah.
If you
Actually,
look
they
up-
go down a little
I'll,
bit
move
longer,
up the
but
camera.
still, it's funny.
Nice. Wow.
That's
like,
really cool.
Yeah, Amazon.
That's really cool.
I
On
found
the-
it on Amazon. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the back cover of the record for the artwork, we're standing in front of these lockers, these fake lockers.
fake
Nice. Yeah. I actually you
real in the photo, I think.
I mean, Jasmine took a great photo
Yeah.
of both of us, and it's just funny because
They look
we were
pretty
like,
good.
"Is this gonna be good
Yeah.
or not good or whatever?" And it was cute.
It worked out.
I love it. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at actually we're pretty much out of time.
but yeah, it was so nice speaking with you, and this is actually my first time meeting you
I know.
face to face. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well,
so
the
much
pleasure is
fun.
ours. Thank you so much for having us, both of you, and always a pleasure to see you.
Oh,
Zadie,
Thanks so much, E.
I know we miss you.
I
Tons.
miss you. I miss you
So
guys.
we're
I
thinking
miss-
about you guys and give
Mhm.
Carlos and Hammy,
And Hammy,
our love.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Of course, and big hugs to you. Thank you,
Big hugs to-
Thorsten.
big
So
hugs to-
lovely to meet you.
Yeah, you got to come
And
see
you.
it.
Definitely. I'll
Come
come
visit.
for sure.
You
Let's
guys
make it
need
within
to
the
come
next
to New York.
2 years. I'll be
Yeah.
down in New York. For
All
sure.
right, gonna hold you to it.
We'll go to.
Definitely.
Can we go to the jazz club as well?
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yep.
Whatever you want to do, your
Yep.
wishes are
We'll
command.
figure it out.
Oh,
Bunny
okay.
X.
Let me.
And
I'll
Bunny X
make a
too.
list. I'll make a PDF.
We're gonna have a little
Get the Bunny X
a little
Express, like-
Volkswagen
Yeah.
bug and be like drive you around.
And you guys
The
need to
bunny
come
wagon.
to
I
Europe
like it.
Oh
with
my God.
Thorsten.
Are you
Hey,
kidding?
with Thorsten, you guys. And we can bring Sean Rapham Attack.
Oh yes.
And then, like we can all just like tour Europe together.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
like,
hell
hang out.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sean did say that he did run with the Bulls once. So
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
I believe it.
With who?
yeah, no, he showed me like the memorabilia that he had afterwards.
Oh,
I was like, wow.
wow, that's very risky.
Yeah,
But
that is pretty nutty. Yeah, but wow, like mad
Yeah,
respect,
that's
John, mad
pretty
respect.
cool.
yeah.
That is amazing. Speaking of which,
Um,
his recent album is incredible.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did a
Beautiful.
feature on him. I
Yeah.
think it was the first episode or second episode. Yeah, FM Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aw.
but
You know, around.
yeah, everything that he does is really awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, so we are going to wrap up.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much, Bunny X,
Thank you
Abigail,
so much.
Mary.
Thank you,
Having us.
guys.
Thank you,
Aw.
Morrison.
So much for having us.
Mwah.
And
Love ya.
so
We keep these.
And feel better. I hope
Yes,
the cold
please
goes
get
away
rid of your cold. Get
soon.
some chicken soup.
Yeah.
It really
Oh,
does.
I'm actually having. What am I having?
yeah.
Don't know. Some. I'm having nice dinner. That's for sure.
Oh, good.
My mom's cooking something really nice as we speak.
That's
good.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
coming. We're coming too. Getting on a plane.
Yeah, come. The more the merrier. Get yourself an Icelandic cold while you're at it.
Oh yeah, I'll need one.
And then
But
before
anyway,
we
it was so
end,
great. This was a
before
lot
we
of
end,
fun.
yeah, we are going to look at Hit Show, and we're gonna.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I love that video actually.
Oh,
too.
thank
I
you.
love all the Bunny X videos, but Hit Show and Lasers in Ways. Really
Yeah. Those are my favorite. Well,
Those were,
Yeah,
those were both very fun to do.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Good night, guys. And
All
thank you
right.
everyone for joining us tonight.
Good night, and as always, stay smooth, stay
Ooh.
sexy, and
Ooh.
stay stashy.
I like it. Why not?
We are here for it. This is
We're very here.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to
Oh, yeah,
help.
that's-
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, I'm doing it wrong.
I think I'm doing it wrong as well. Well, we tried. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Just sing for a
You
hot
were
minute.
sing for
Yeah.
1 second.
1 second.
Okay. Here is Hit Show, and good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
It keeps me up at night. Wonder if we can work it out. I've seen the warning signs and had my doubts, but they were always stuck in my head. How can I make you change your mind? You leave me here in the dark. I wanna be your star. So if our love is such a hit show and the ratings are flying off the charts, why does it feel like I'm low below? Please don't say that it's over before it starts. Oh, tell me that I am wrong. We should try another season or two. Don't you think it's worth a shot? 'Cause I do. try another season or two. Don't you think